A lot of what you're doing right now feels to me, outside of like finding gaps in Belial's offense and like, you know, far H into gunning him or something, you're like playing to not lose, right? You're being very safe, but you're not giving yourself opportunities to hit the Belial. You're not like giving the Belial opportunities to guess wrong on your offense and die, right? You have some RPS to force here, and you're just like not doing it. Like for example, right? Let's go to an example where someone did do this against you and it worked. So he does this. Belial that is a risk. He is committing to something, right? He is giving you the opportunity to, and this is how fighting game offense works. You can't run fully safe, fully unpunishable offense forever and get anywhere. Like by design, the games don't work like that in every genre. He right here is giving you an opening to jump and kill him, but if you don't react or if you guess wrong or whatever, you take damage, right? You right there, like you're just like you're just like doing the safest thing every time, and then like even, you know, once you do your very safe thing, you run away again. All right, folks, we are back for more Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising replay reviews here for you, and we have Yolk Soup, Percival player, who's talking about, my dearest brother, I write to you in deep melancholy. It appears that I'm trapped in Belial's pressure, and every attempt at a press has been met with a counter hit into 214H. In face of my near demise, I'll dump my meter into a reversal OD, avenge me in bracket if I don't make it. It is yeah, it's one of them things, right? One of them copy pastas. So it's this is the end of a very long set, apparently, right? So we'll yeah, there you go. It's the exclamation mark Belial in the stream as well. But it's, yeah, the end of a very long set. So we'll see. I guess there's gonna be a lot of like built-up conditioning and things here. So not just like a first to two where people ran into each other on ranked. But we'll see what we can do here. Belial, this is pre-patch. Keep in mind, right? Because obviously it's, you know, it's the 28th of July. I got a long backlog, okay, but. It's mostly going to be, we're going to be talking fundamentals and things like that, not necessarily how Percy changed anyways. And I mean, Belial basically didn't change. He just got better in some ways, right? So this is, if we're going to talk about pre-patch replays, one with Belial in it has the, you know, relatively fewer differences than might otherwise be the case. Belial pre-patch, what a change. Yeah, exactly. So let's see what we're doing here. Again, as always, just you know, a good start in all of these sorts of things. So there's an interesting question here, right? Because, so one, as always, we're going to be looking at when you lose your turn, when you get hit, right? Those are kind of our default places to like pause and try to think about things. As far as this whole idea of, you know, the aggressor to defender, like who likes the mid-range better, it's actually really tough in this matchup. Because I think, I really think it like almost, like maybe it's Percy because he wants to stop, especially post-patch, I guess. Like getting stocks is important, right? Like he has but like Belial is just so perfect at every range of the screen that it's not like if you keep him out, he's going to like be mad about it. He's just going to fireball you to death, and his fireball's better than yours, right? So like, I feel like it's close enough here where like Percival is sort of like specialized at, he's pretty good at like keeping people away with big buttons and poking them out and fireball and stocking up, especially post-patch where stocking up is much more important. Or not much, I guess not. Yeah, I guess stocking up is actually less important for him overall, but he gets some more benefits for it, right? But it's going to depend on the game state. It's close enough here that's going to depend on the game state, right? Percy's a defender, but Belial's just good at anything. Yeah, like Percy's a specialized sort of defensive character in a lot of cases, from my understanding anyway. But Belial is, you know, perfect at everything. So I think it's if you have more health, you're probably the defender in this matchup, and if you have less health, you're not. So it's too close to call here, I think. The like sort of a specialized defensive character versus the one who has everything. Okay, immediate. Okay, so again, this is the start of a. We're kind of jumping into the middle of a long set right here, right? So, like, while I wouldn't necessarily say that, like, you know, this is a good idea most of the time, right? Maybe they've been structuring their pressure after, like, maybe they've been doing, like, you know, 6XL or something after that every single time, so they know, right? So we have to take into account that there's probably a little bit of pre-conditioning here that we have not gotten to see, right, in real time. But Belial, the golden child, the honored one, he gets everything. Okay, that's an interesting one, right? I mean, I don't think... Like, that's just, yeah, you straight up, that wasn't a punish, right? But you're probably minus if doing that, right? So, like, I mean, I understand you want your stocks, but that just seems like a little bit too aggressive in neutral, right? So I don't think that's necessarily like a good idea. Even it wasn't a punish, that's 6XL, but you're probably still like, you know, minus 4, minus 5, something like that. Because look, like you just barely recovered in time, right? Okay, you got hit here. I mean, this is just Belial stagger pressure seemingly so far, right? Yeah. Like, well, not even stagger pressure. You just kind of like tried to. You hesitated a bit here. Yeah, maybe I'll say you gave up your turn a little bit too quick here. Like you have nice staggered close L stuff. Tried to go for a low here, it didn't connect. Like you got all your cooldowns. You know, you got some meter to spend too. Like getting so you have this whole copy pasta about like, you know, my deepest brother. I write to you in deep melancholy, right? Spending some resource to push Belial a bit away, get more plus frames, extend your turn for a little bit longer, you know, get out of the corner against Belial is probably very worthwhile here for you, right? So, like, you know, doing like a fireball or like even a U carpet or something like a fireball would have been nice. Yeah, like H fireball is plus on block, obviously, right? Even like U fireball to, like, you know, panic him a little bit maybe. I mean, even like doing like your Rekka or something, like force some kind of interaction that can give you a chance to get out of hell, because being in the corner against Belial, yeah, that's hell. And you, again, are obviously, you're very aware of this, right? With this copy pasta, like, you know, like this copy pasta exists for a reason. Belial is incredibly difficult to defend against, and this situation sucks, even for a character with like decent defense like Percival has, right? So, like, meter is very easy to come by, cooldowns are very easy to come by in this game, right? So don't be afraid to spend some of them to get yourself out of the corner. Because, like, you know, getting, like, here you start to stick out a button. He just happened to be on a bit of a faster timing. You got counter hit. Like, getting counter hit here, that's not really your fault, I don't think, right? Like, like, getting counter hit here is not really... Oh, okay, you did swing far H. Never mind. You're a little too close to swing far H, I think, right? So, getting counter hit here is your fault. But even if you did do a faster button, I think you would have gotten hit, right? But my point is, it's not this. Why you got hit here is not because, you know, you just, like, happens to be on the wrong timing here. It's here earlier when you gave up your turn and didn't get out of the corner against Belial, or at least push him a little bit further out, or, you know, just get yourself a little bit, like, put more pressure on him, right? The switch up is crazy. I mean, oh, I didn't notice he had far H this up close. I mean, I understand the 6XL closed a lot of distance, but, again, the point there is that you ended your turn here too early, instead of... Like, right here, you BC, I guess even more so, right? I even clocked this earlier. You spent a brave point on this, man. Like, you've already committed one of your most important resources to getting out of the corner. It didn't work fully because he blocked it, but you're still +6, right? Brave counter is still, even post-patch, is still plus on block, right? So, if you're already going to spend a resource here, like, bro, like, meter and cooldowns, like, none of these things are as important as that brave point you just spent. Dump everything to try and push your way out of the corner a little bit here, right? At least force some RPS that could give you a chance. I know this low is kind of that, right? But it pushes him back so far away, right? That you just end up getting hit. And then, yeah, we go from there. Okay, he drops his combo. That's good. Nice, close. Oh, good. Okay, good check. What the fuck? That's how much damage that just does? What the fuck? Okay, I didn't realize that it's so... I don't know. I'm a little surprised at how much damage that did. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, good to you, certainly. Finding the gap right there. Yeah, and then... I mean, it's good that you're spending meter here, right? You're at 100 meter. You don't want to... It was buffed either this or last patch. I mean, this is pre-patch, yeah. This is the Vayne patch buffs to that, right? They made the gun do more damage if you have more stocks, but still, I'm a little surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was like 4,000 damage or something off of 2U into that. But I like you spending meter here. Again, I mean, Flame Carpet's not as good in the mid screen. I'm not sure if that was a better spend of your meter, possibly. You know what I mean? But I know you just, you know, it basically was fireball into fireball, trying to, like, spend the fireball on cooldown to catch him off guard. Didn't quite work out for you, right? Again, so, I mean, so maybe, listen, I'm no Percival expert, but something that at least I find that a lot of when I fight, you know, good Percivals in Master, something that they do a lot of that I'm not noticing you do a ton of right here is they use the, what is it called? Lord's Strike? His, like, little Rekka, right? His little dash. They use that in pressure much more often than you do to force RPS, and I think that's, you know, like, again, it's like, and especially post-patch, even more so, right? Your overhead out of, or it's not an overhead, but, you know, the big slam down swing that's plus on block, that thing is faster, so it's a harder reaction check, you know? And you get better combos off of it and things like that. So post-patch is even more true, probably, because they buffed the shit out of that thing. But using that a little bit, like, here, instead of you want to continue your turn, you just did kind of Flame Carpet, and it's not the most threatening thing here ever. You know what I mean? You maybe, like, swing out another, like, from that distance, you're plus on block, too, or plus on hit, even, off that fireball. You could, like, swing another far H here, right? Force him to block it. If it hits, great. But if he blocks it, you go into the Rekka and force some pressure, right? Yeah, because here, again, that Flame Carpet didn't really do too much, and once again, Belial just, like, you know, superior mid-screen tools, the 6XL being a, like, pre-Vayne patch 6XL. That's a completely untouched, unnerfed 6XL, right? That's gonna cause you troubles trying to compete with that thing in the mid-screen. That take a lot of your health in damage. That's... Okay, this is something. I think you just missed it here. Did you hit a button here? You were thinking about it, but yeah. So, EX Asmodeus, rare Belial L. Rare Belial move that isn't fully perfect. This move is punishable on block. I'm not exactly sure how minus it is, but a far L would certainly work here. I don't know how fast. It might be -8. Might be -8. So let's take a look at the Dust Loop page real quick. But it's like that thing is punishable on block. If you block that shit, make sure to kill Belial for it. Because I mean, he tried to cover it with a DP, but he can't actually do that, right? He cannot DP there because he literally will get hit. Yeah, it's -8. Yeah. See right here. It's... Oh. Hold on, I lost Asmodeus. There you go. -8. You see right there? So, he tried to cover it with a DP. He actually cannot do this. If you hit a button fast enough, you're just gonna punish him. Should be -9. No, -8. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm probably your 2M or something. Oh, that's I tapped into the wrong thing. That's my bad. Probably your 2M or something is probably fast enough. I mean, if you're really worried, just like far L into Raging Strike or something. I know you're on 1 brave point, but you're gonna die next time you get hit anyway. So you might as well spend it, right? So that's a bit of a. I didn't see you really like hitting a button there either. Possibly just didn't react. But in case you didn't know, that EX's Modius is punishable on block. Take your turn back. He can't do that, right? If you punish him, he doesn't have enough frame. Like, while he's still in recovery, he'll get hit. So you won't have time to start up his DP, even though it is frame 1 invincible. You can't use your DP to cover a punishable move, unless your opponent misses the window. Okay, good spot dodge on the throat Gosha right there. Once again. He could be pinwheeling these fireballs, though, to cause you some trouble. Okay, there you go. A little bit of Rekka. There you go. It's working out decently. Push him to the corner. One of the few times you can kill Belial. Yes, rare Belial move that isn't just, like, perfect or safe or plus, even. Yeah, so these DPs, I mean, again, we talked about that earlier, right? But, like, I mean, again, it's a long set, so, like, things like that, I can't really speak on as much, right? Because, like, maybe, like, I'm sure there's a reason you're doing that, and I'm sure there's a reason he baited it there, but, you know, be a little bit more careful with that, certainly. Because, like, especially in the corner here, right? Like, the risk-reward on this is not great, or in the mid-screen, rather, right? Like, I mean, I guess this could, like, take him to the corner, but, like, you're really not getting very much off of hitting him with this, and if he blocks it, you know, you die. And it's not like you were in the corner. Like, you still had these, like, you know, it wasn't as scary of a situation to be pressured in because you were in the mid screen. Now, of course, Belial still has very good mid screen, obviously, but still, you had more options than you didn't just have to DP there. I don't think. And yeah, here you go, taking all of your health and damage. If he optimals here, are you dead? No, he doesn't build the meter, huh? Yeah, just barely does not build the meter. Tries to reset you, but no such luck. Very close to dead right there. Belial, of course, king like a goddamn truck as he always does, and yeah. I mean, right? Listen, like, right? I mean, you're doing your best, right? But unfortunately, this is why I say, like, you know, who likes the mid range better? It probably is. Like, I'm probably coping by saying, like, oh, you know, Percival's kind of a defensive character. I mean, I'm probably coping, right? Because this character is just like, he's just like better than you at this range, probably because of that thing, right? He didn't even need to do that. He could have just let the full thing rock. It would have killed you probably. But yeah, I mean, you got great. I mean, he was just dead to the far H anyways. But far H is still, unfortunately, like maybe one of the best buttons in the entire game. That's not really like. I mean, like, I guess respecting it a little bit more, like, understanding that Belial just, like, has you beat at this range, right? And you have to be a little bit more afraid of that, right? Like, this is just a matter of, like, you know, you have to realize that far H is, again, maybe, like, it's one of the best normals in the entire game. And when you're like, at this sort of distance from Belial, you have to just, unfortunately, you have to respect it a lot, right? Because it's 9 frames, and it goes fucking immediately like that, right? It's special cancelable and shit, too, like, that is just, that is unfortunately just not quite respecting Belial enough, I don't think. You have to understand you're fighting, you know, God himself, and show a little bit more trepidation there. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that first game it was close, right? It's not like you got steamrolled. I think that's, like, understanding I'd never respect Belial, TBH. Yeah, well, I mean, you're gonna die. I don't respect him as a person. I respect him as a fighter, though, certainly. But I think the main thing is just, what's going on, Anu? The main thing is just, like, when you get a chance against Belial, try to make it, like, do not be precious with your resources. Do not be precious with like, oh, but, you know, but I want to do this, like, meterless. No. Right? Like, spend everything you can to get this fucking monster off of you, because otherwise you're gonna die. Right? Let me turn down Infinite Azure real quick. It kind of went off. Going fucking Quasi mode right now on the theme. Never mind. Okay, no, it's already turned down. But yeah, and the other thing is probably just a little bit more Lord Strike, whatever the Rekka is called, right? I think you can use it to, like, you know, force some more RPS situations on this Belial. Yeah, obviously, yeah, near 5 far H or far 5H is very good. Kags is very good. Belial's is the best shimmy normal in the game, like 100%, no doubt. But there's as far as, like, that's why I didn't say it's, like, the best normal in the game. It's a contender, though. There are certainly other very silly normals in this video game, certainly. Grimnir, yeah. Grimnir's a very good one, too. It did get nerfed, but it's still very good. Okay, again. So you find the far H punish here into that. Good. I mean, that's a lot of fucking damage. I'm still surprised every time I see that. I guess you could have, I mean, I guess, again, maybe you build 50 meter here. Hard to tell in the moment because you were at under 50 before you landed this hit. But it might have been a good idea to do, like, the U version of the gun right here, just again to get, like, more damage, to make your turns count as much as you can. But it's also possible you just didn't realize you had 50 meter here. It would have done less damage on cooldown, but it would have put Belial in the corner, and you would have been in a better spot than you otherwise are right now, right? So that's not like objectively correct or anything, but something to consider. Something to consider. All right, God, dude. Okay, I will say, I've like forgotten how much damage this does. I haven't fought a Percy in long enough. Belial's gotten hit by like 2 of those and like 1 fireball, and he's dead. Holy shit, man. This thing hits so goddamn hard. Hey, I mean, let's not also listen. Percy was already pretty like okay, I think, before the patch, and they buffed him to hell, but still some considerations to be made when fighting Belial, certainly. I mean, good good round though. It was mostly just like, you know, good spacing and using far H to kill him. Solid stuff, certainly. Percy's reward off of random stray hits is pretty damn good. Oh yeah, as you can maybe tell right there. Okay, stock up, just the 1 stock. Solely because of that, yeah. So what happened here? Just mash on plus frames? Yeah, okay. He just mash. So this is, I mean, there's a gap here, right? When he tries to like do these pinwheels, like that has a lot of startup. You see, like, but like once you block this, you just gotta hold that shit. Unfortunately, maybe you tried to DP. Yeah, you matched L, so no. Okay. 2H. That's gotta be a misinput, I imagine. I imagine you meant to do. I mean, oh, you meant to brave counter. I see. You meant to brave counter, but you weren't in blocks there anymore. That's right. What's going on, Morph? Okay, understandable. Have a nice day. All right, eating all this damage again. Unfortunately, yes. This is mostly to a misinput, and it's got your delay tech blown up. That happens. Misinput a brave counter is, you know, it's not really. Don't misinput your brave counters isn't good advice, but that is why you're taking all this damage right now, mostly. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier too. Yeah, if you wanted to pinwheel those projectiles, spot dodging them could certainly be punished a lot more. That's why Belial's projectile is one of the best. It's very hard to just avoid. It's RPS when he throws it out. Oh, just a bit of a spacing miscalculation there. Sure. Nice block DP. What are you going to do with this? Okay. Yeah. You got to make this count as much as you can. This is about the best you can do, probably, in the mid-screen here. Learning leverless. Oh, cool. I mean, this could be like a one-touch. I think... Oh, dude. He's not dead. Horrible news. Okay, so I love the walk-up close H. I'm a little curious. Also, and by the way, good stuff doing the Rekka again, right? You see, like I gotta kind of stick to this. I found when you're doing this little Rekka, this dash up, you get a lot more reward out of it, right? It tends to work pretty well for you. But I wonder if like does just like does fishing for like staying a little bit out of range here and fishing for like far H into gun, does that just kill him? Right? Like you know, this is a good option, obviously, and it worked. I wonder if it would have been safer and like less prone. Like would have been a one touch if you like stayed a little bit further back and just fished for far H outside of his far H range. That's as good as his far H is. It's not as big as yours, right? If you just fished for a far H and tried to gun him, would you win? But I guess, or fireball him down. I guess the reason that's not a good idea is because you're so close to chip, right? I'm gonna take it back. What you did here is right. You just like got memed by Asmodeus because if you gave him space, if he's smart, he's gonna walk back and just chip you down with fireballs. And again, Belial fireball in particular, it's like impossible to avoid chip consistently on that thing, right? It's just pure RPS. So never mind. What you did here is right. While I think far H into gun would have killed, what you did here was right. You got memed by Asmodeus. I mean, obviously you could just react and spot dodge. Maybe a more consistent way to solve this is like, you don't need to dash at him here. Walking forward is broken, and if you walked forward, you could have like immediately blocked or something, right? You would have been on chip. But you wouldn't have been dead because you can't cancel your dash into block, or you can only cancel into spot dodge or roll. And it's much easier to just like hold down back than it is to hold the guard button, let the stick go back to neutral, and flick back. That's an unfortunate loss, but you just kind of you just didn't react in time. It happens. Nice 2H, sure. Went for the stocks instead. I understand. Okay, you're doing a lot more now. That's good. Is it any coincidence this is the set you win? Where you use that little dash up a lot more, or the game you win, rather? Causing you, it's helping a lot, right? Okay, fireball, yeah. I mean, is it any coincidence this is the game you win? You're using your, again, you gotta like use all your tools, man. Again, you're really good at finding those 2 U's as well. Well done. But yeah, I mean, I think that's, obviously you won that one, and you, for the most part, when you lost, you're just like guessing wrong on RPS or something. But again, I'm just gonna say that, yeah, that Lord Strike right there seems pretty damn good, no? Like using that Rekka seems, and again, it's even more so post-patch because they buffed it, but when you're using that thing, you're getting lots of success. When you're not using it, you're not getting a lot of success, so seems pretty clear-cut to me. Okay, sure. Wanted to push him away from you there. Okay, there's some staggers. I like it. Missed the Lord Strike here, backdash. I guess you are minus here, right? Yeah, I just don't like the idea of we're going at a decent pace. Yeah, I'm trying to not take too long here. Plus, honestly, like Yolk isn't doing anything like horrendous, right? He's not. It's not like he's playing really badly. It's more like there's little things that are giving this Belial edges, I think. And that's just probably, you know, it's just a long set as well. So there's a lot of conditioning that's built into this. We're at the third clip. Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done. I will say here though, I don't think I'm a huge fan of, like, I understand that you're minus here because you whiffed this and you're a little bit scared, right? Yeah, it's 18 minutes long so far. I know you're a little bit scared because you just whiffed that, but like, I don't like the idea of ceding space to Belial here when you're already this close to the corner, right? Again, we talk about you are very aware, obviously, how much it sucks to be in the corner in this game, especially against Belial. And while I understand that you're scared, and Belial is very scary in the mid-range, running away is not a great idea, right? You see, like, he immediately jumps on that too. He sees you backdash and he starts salivating. You know what I mean? He sees you backdash, he starts running at your ass immediately, right? So like, I don't know that I would have done that here. I know you as much as it sucks, you have to hold your ground. Now, of course, I know I said earlier, you got to respect far H, but not by running away. You know, just like from like this distance, like don't swing out your far H because his far H is, you know, it'll still reach from before you backdash, right? From like over here, right? Where after you whiff this, like if you swing your far H here, right, he's going to kill you because his far H is like twice as fast and still covers that distance. You can swing out like M buttons, represent the sweep, you know, hold the space. You got to like not be afraid to hold space in neutral. Especially as Percival, right? It's kind of like what this character does. Like he kind of has to keep you out and he's got pretty nice buttons. He's got to use them to hold that space and keep you out. If you're scared of fighting Belial in neutral, you can't run forever, man. You got to get put in the corner eventually, right? So I would say, like, even though I understand why you did this, I understand you just whiffed something, you're a little bit panicking, he didn't immediately punish you for it, right? You're back, like at this point, you're back to neutral, basically, right? And immediately, the first thing you do is backdash, right? I would say be a little bit more confident holding the space in the neutral. Hold the space, noted? Yeah. It's a very important part, right? Because, I mean, this is safer, but I mean, eventually, now you're here, right? This backdash means you're now here, you have to spend a brave point. I mean, good thing you spent that brave point, but you have to spend the brave point to get out. You're back in the blender, right? Very few people going for whiff punishes as is. I mean, yeah, like, if you, like, whiff a 2M here or something, right? Yes, Belial could just far H you, certainly. But again, it's like, he has to react to that. And two, again, you could, if you really don't want to whiff, you could walk forward a bit here, right? And then, like, get into a range where he's going to have to block the 2U or something, for example, right? Your 2U is cancelable, so it's not even that scary for you. Whiff punishing is hard. Yeah, it's not going to be automatic. It's important to hold the space in the neutral to make your opponent afraid of just doing this, right? Because this, everyone knows, 6XL is really good in this game, right? The only way to make your opponent not do that is to make them feel like, what if I get hit out of this? Because there's a lot of startup involved. There's a lot of, you know, he's dashing for a good bit, and then he has to do 6XL, which is, you know, an 8-frame startup or a 6-frame startup, or no, 8 frames, I think, right? So, like, the only way to make him afraid of doing this is to represent options like, hey, I'm not gonna let you get in on me for free. Right now, you are representing that, no, I am gonna let you get in on me for free, and he just, you know, he goes hog wild with it. And now you're in the corner once again, and you are writing to me in deepest melancholy. Okay, unfortunately, right? Here, the answer was just react, right? That is the problem with Belial's pressure, right? It's like, there is, like, it wasn't really a good idea to hit anywhere here. I mean, you could, like, try and fuzzy mash some of this, certainly, but, like, he gave you a window, you just had to react, and you didn't, right? It's tough. It is tough. There is no, like, better advice there, and, like, you gotta react, unfortunately. The patience was good. He just, when he gives you that, oh, like, right there. I mean, that's not quite the exact idea, but, like, right there, you know? Nice. You're holding, you're sticking out buttons. He misspaced his far H. You could have gotten counter hit for that, but you're sticking out buttons, right? It's good. You know, so this, like, right here, like, this was your turn. How'd you end up in the corner again? Right there. You see what I'm talking about? Like, you hit him with a DP, you took a risk, you spent the you took the risk, you spent the DP, you got a turn on him, you stock up, and then you just run away, right? I mean, funny enough, it worked out here because it's like, you know, you end up almost whiff punishing the 6XL, but you miss it, right? But, like, again, you know, why not just, you know, why not keep your turn going here? There's kind of a through line here from the first game too, right? Of, like, maybe you wanted the stock, but even more than one stock, I think it's more important to just, like, not let Belial have a turn, man. His turns are horrifying. So instead of stalking here, you know, maybe you fireball. Maybe you fireball and then stalk. Maybe you do the Lord Strike again, the Rekka. Maybe you do like something else to just move yourself closer to the mid-screen and, again, force an interaction where you could hit this Belial and win, right? A lot of what you're doing right now feels to me, outside of, like, finding gaps in Belial's offense and, like, you know, far H into gunning him or something, you're, like, playing to not lose, right? You're being very safe. But you're not giving yourself opportunities to hit the Belial. You're not like giving the Belial opportunities to guess wrong on your offense and die, right? You have some RPS to force here, and you're just like not doing it. Like for example, right? Let's go to an example where someone did do this against you and it worked, right? Right here, right? Belial could just do that forever. That's not gonna do anything though. You're down backing, so he does this. Belial is that is a risk. He is committing to something, right? He is giving you the opportunity to, and this is how fighting game offense works. You can't run fully safe, fully unpunishable offense forever and get anywhere. Like by design, the games don't work like that in every genre. If there ever is something that is like that, it tends to be broken and top tier and nerfed as soon as possible the next patch, right? So like he right here is giving you an opening to jump and kill him, but if you don't react or if you guess wrong or whatever, you take damage, right? You right there, like you're just like this is you're just like doing the safest thing every time, and like never really opening up a window to hit this Belial, I don't think, right? And then like even once you do your very safe thing, you run away again. You can't, like, I understand that Percival's a defensive character, right? I understand, but like when it's your advantage, when you have plus frames, when you just got a knockdown, when you have meter and you have plus frames, you can't just be giving up your turns like this. Are you worried about him DPing? It could be. I mean, it's possible. This is, again, he said it's the end of a very long set, right? So maybe this guy's been DPing you all set, bro. Who cares? At a certain point too, if you're over respecting DP and like giving up free turns because you're worried about DPing, then you just like that's his win condition with that DP, right? At a certain point, you have to also represent. It's not always about guessing right in fighting games. It's about representing options. Same thing with holding the space. Even if you get punished for it, it's good to represent that, like, hey, like, I'm gonna, like, run in on you. I'm gonna take my turn. I'm gonna pressure you, right? I'm gonna hold the space with buttons, right? So, like, it's good to represent those options, even if he does DP you here. And yeah, it's not like he's gonna kill you, right? So, you're playing a little bit, like, we talked about in the first game, too. The through line so far that I'm noticing here is you're playing too scared and too safe. But then, you can't play safe once you're here, right? You can't play safe once Belial's got you in the corner, and then you just die. And then, so, you play safe the whole set. And then in the corner, you take lots of these risks on DP, and they work sometimes. But when they work, you kind of give up the turn. And when they don't work, this happens. And I think you're dead here. Maybe? Asmodeus into the optimal? No, maybe you're not. You're like just barely alive, I think. Yeah. You're not dead. But like, you can't play safe for... Wait, are you dead? You can't play safe forever, right? Yeah. Holy shit. God damn, he does so much damage, man. Yeah, my bad. You can't play safe forever. You play too safe in the mid-screen. And then you gotta recognize that the reason the corner is bad is because your options are limited, right? Your safe options are limited in the corner. And the risk reward is very, very tilted out of your favor because everyone gets their nastiest, meanest combos in the corner. So you are putting yourself, you're playing very safe in a place where you have more expression. And then once you are then forcing yourself into the corner where you have to take a big risk. And that's just the risk rewards, the guessing game, the RPS, whatever you want to call it, in the corner is weighed against you by the very design of the video game. That's why you want to avoid it, right? So even throwing out a 2M turns on a counter option against Dash L, yeah. And even if that 2M gets counter hit by something, right? If your opponent is paying attention, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, shit, like he's throwing out options in neutral. It's gonna change how they play, right? And yeah, you don't have to throw out like big far H's. But yeah, 2Ms, even sticking out a far L a couple of times, like whiffing it. You know what I mean? A fireball, like a 2U if you're in the range, right? Of course, there's the whole idea of like, dashing in and out of your opponent's effective range. It's different in this game because 6XL is so kind of like overbearing in that mid-range space. But like, yeah, you have to throw out preemptive buttons sometimes just to represent that you're not just going to sit there and let your opponent get in for free, right? Because if you do, then they're gonna get in for free. Why not? If you're giving me a free 6XL, free plus frames, why wouldn't I? Like, even that far edge is good, right? It whiffs, sure. But like, yeah, like this is good, right? This is gonna make him a little bit worried to just like, run in on you at round start. But more of this needs to happen, is my current opinion. More of that needs to happen. Nice, okay. I mean, again, a little bit like, I guess a good way to also I like rephrasing the same concept in many different ways, because sometimes things will click with them depending on how they say it. Half-Fed Grandmaster, nice Aster, nice. But like, you're playing this match like you are the defender, and like, in the grand scheme of things, you probably are. But like, unfortunately, Belial does not have a weakness for you to exploit, right? If you're playing this like you're fighting Ladiva, you know what I mean? But you're not. You're fighting Belial, who's like just as good, if not better, in the mid-screen than you are. And his offense is horrifying in the corner also, right? I mean, you reacted to this. You just like picked the wrong option. Like, just neutral jump, Forward jump, cross him up. Don't walk back, obviously. But you're playing a little bit too scared, I think. And I get it, Blau's very scary, but you can't just like give him the corner for free like you've been doing every time, right? Like this is a great example too. Like this is kind of like this is also getting a little bit too armchair psychologist, but like you walking back for like a full second here, like you are so goddamn scared of this Belial, man. Right? Like why are you what is this? Right? Like just jump over him. Right? I think you're very scared of this guy and it's showing in your gameplay a lot, right? Now, maybe it's because this is a very long set and he's been beating your ass for most of it. I don't know what the set count was, but like, even if that's why, you just can't do that, right? Sometimes the walk does go farther than you expect. I agree, but again, just jump. Okay, sure. Okay, nice brave counter. He blocked it. He brave countered yours. You're in a tough spot here, certainly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, so like again, this is tough, man. Like you're playing patient, that's good. But you eventually are gonna get opened up, right? It's like I said in the first game, you getting hit here is not really your fault on defense. It's like you got hit here because of like this, like way when you guys were back in the mid screen, right? Here, like way back here, this is why you died. Not because you just guessed wrong on his mix in the corner. It's tough. That's gonna be hard. Like just like guessing wrong on his RPS is gonna happen. That's why the corner is good. But you died because of this, right? Because, like, you're letting him do both. You realize that? You're letting him zone you with fireballs, and then you're also letting him be the rushdown. You're just completely letting this Belial dictate the pace of the game. Like, when you're at full screen, it's not like you like that either. His fireball's better than yours, and, like, when you're in mid-range, you don't hold him to anything either, and then when he's close, you just let him get away with things, right? And he's get pushed to the corner. This right here, this round start, is why you died later. It's not because the corner's tough. It's not because you messed up in the corner. It's because you were just, like, almost always just walking back on this guy. You know what I mean? Like, that's good. That's good. But, like, most of the round, again, there. It happens so many times, right? You get another turn. Nice. Like, you found the hit. You interrupted him on the way in. Great stuff. Well done. You then 6XL plus frames. Awesome. 2M or 2U, I think that is, maybe. And you cancel it into stock. And then you backdash. That's why you died in the corner. Like, why are you not pressuring this guy, Like, you're not doing any... You are too reliant, I think. And I understand why, because when you get one, like, random stray hit in the neutral, you get that much damage. I get it. But, like, you're too reliant on just, like, trying to stop Belial on the way in or, like, find a gap in his offense. But you are basically saying, hey, here's, like, a free advantage state. Get in on me. Get your best case scenario. And then I'm going to rely on myself to outplay you in your best case scenario where the odds are the most weighted against me. And, like, go off, king, but you don't have to do that. Like, here, you have advantage. Like, you got a hit. Very well done. You have plus frames. You do nothing with them. And this happened, like, 5 or 6 or 7 times over the course of the set, right? This right here, like, that DP works cool. But, again, that's, like, again, you see, like, I didn't notice this part. Again, you DP'd him. Nice. Like, you kind of took a guess, and it worked. And then you walk up and try to bait DP. And he walks up and tries to bait DP. Like, both of you guys are... you guys have been DPing all set, I suppose. But, like, like, take your turn, man. Like, what? You run up from full screen here and just down back? What are we doing here? I know you're not actually plus here, but, like, still. They're just running up and down backing? What is this? You're playing way too scared against this Belial. Not like... I mean, this obviously is a thing, too, right? But, like, when you get a hit, make it count. Because now, all of that patient play, which is actually... It's scared play, right? It's scared play that is playing not to lose instead of playing to win. All of that is why you are now in the corner. And, like, getting hit in the corner here, that's not your fault. Once you're in the corner, it's tough, man, especially against Belial, as you are well aware, right? You are very aware that it sucks against this character. But you just have to do more stuff to avoid getting to the corner. Because once you're here, yeah, it sucks. Like, you're playing patiently, that's good. It's hard to find a gap here. He's really staggering. There's a lot of conditioning built up from the long set, I understand, right? And you get matched on here. Unfortunate. Plus on block 2M, right? GG, shake my hand. But you have to, like, you have to recognize the knock-on effects of scared play early on, right? This right here, right? This right here is a direct result. That right there is a direct result of this right here, right? Of you finding a good hit and then giving up your turn, right? They happen 40 seconds apart, but they are directly linked. I think it's important to recognize the sort of insidious effects that playing scared can have later on in the round. Fighting games are as much as it's a meme, right? They are not designed to reward cowardice. Even zoners have to fight for screen space, right? Even like full zoners have to like knock you down and then run after you and fight for screen space. Fighting games do not reward cowardice. They reward risk-taking, calculated risk-taking, but they reward risk-taking and aggressive play, especially modern fighting games, right? This is never, like, this is, I mean, here, it just so happened to work out, but you didn't even whiff punish this because the backdash, it was, like, so preemptive, it wasn't what you were thinking of, right? But, like, most of the time, playing like this way is not going to help you. This is why negative penalty exists in some games. Yeah, exactly, right? And then you find another good hit here, and you just give up your turn, right? So, I'm sure you understand a lot more of this. This was a month ago. I'm sure you're a lot better at the game than you were now. But, like, that is the big through line here, right? Like you were saying, like, you understand that, like, you understand the first level of this, right? Like, you understand that you are in the corner and it sucks against Belial. But I don't think you, like, your 6XL doesn't suck. It's not Belial's, but it's fine. Your DP doesn't suck. The react to the command, I know you're joking, but, like, your react to the command grabs, that's not your problem either. It's that you're putting yourself in a situation where you have to take huge risks because you're playing way too patient and way too risk-free earlier, right? It's not risk-free. You're taking, like, right here, right? All you're doing is you're taking out a loan on the pressure, right? Like, you're taking out a loan on risk. Like, in the short term, right? You're paying a bunch of safety to, like, but there's compound interest here, man, right? You're taking out a loan on risks. You want to be so risk-free here. You take out a loan for safety, but then, you know, the insurance, the motherfuckers come knocking at your door later, and suddenly it turns out it's a credit card bill, and it's fucking 20% month over month compounding interest. And what would have been a minor risk earlier on to, like, take your turn on your own plus frames, would have been a minor risk of, like, getting DP'd or something, becomes a game-losing, health bar costing risk. Not the compound interest? Yep. The capitalism is everywhere, even in your favorite fighting games, so. Any feedback on how to press buttons better and hold enemy button pressing would be appreciated against Percy. Yeah, okay. Inspector saved me. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. So, like, yeah, I mean, pressing buttons better. Press them in the mid-screen where it's less risky, right? You are trying to press a lot of buttons in the corner and dying for it, right? You got countered out of that 2M at the end, for example. Press buttons in the mid-screen. Like, you also do have, like, your far H is the biggest button in this matchup, right? So if you space yourself out properly, there are ranges where your far H can interact where Belial's can't, right? So press the buttons in the mid-screen instead of in the corner, right? Let's see what it is. So Inspector, very, very good player. Let's see what he says. Try to seek some stocks over 2Us. Generally not a good idea since those experience with the Percy matchup was very non-threatening without a stock in the first place. So there's no reason to expect respect anything he does. Don't get any damage off of special canceling from here. I do the same thing. It always ends poorly for me. That said, if you do 2Us, be able to cancel into... Yep. So again, so it's kind of the same thing of, like, canceling you 2U into stock very often. Telling you not, like, you know, go into the... I think this is 214, I think is the Rekka, right? 214 into the little slide or something. Keep your pressure going. Don't just give up your turn. Here, too, the only safe stock gathering get here is 2-2L. Yep. You try to challenge with far H, something I do often I shouldn't do. 2M would have been a much better option. Yeah, so again, pressing if you're... so this is where he hits you with the far H, right? Yeah, pressing, like, smaller, quicker, safer buttons is a better idea to hold the space, especially depending on if he's, like, really close to you. If he's in the effective range of his far H, don't press yours. His is way faster, right? Yeah, you could have punished Asmodeus. Okay, Inspector's going, like, clip by clip here, too. It's very good. It's very good. Yeah. Balls just rush me and it works. That's good. You had a nice long conversation with a very good player here, so that's very good. That's understandable. But I wonder, what else to you? I feel like he didn't backdash is a really great flick crash from being the command grabs in general. Yeah, so backdash on command grab instead of jumping, possibly. That's very true. Try to run bait DP because pressure is so oppressive. Safe option would have been 2-3-6U from a little bit further back. Yeah. Again, running up and baiting DP. We talked about that. We paused on that earlier too. So I think Inspector is very much talking about, like, very specific Percy options. That's great because I can't speak on that with as much authority, certainly. But I'm gonna add on top of this again of just, like, you know, don't be like I understand that you're playing a defensive character, you have to play defensive, but, like, don't just, like, give up your entire turn on your plus frames all the time like you were doing right there, right? Anyways, I think you get the gist of it. By the way, Yolka, by the way, I know I'm talking a little bit, like, bluntly here. For the most part, I think besides that, you were playing this quite well, right? But there's just, like, that one. I think it's very insidious, right? It's kind of thing you don't notice until it gets, like, really beat over, like, beat over. You get beat over the head by it, right? With, like, all the different examples of when you did it, right? So that's why I'm being a little bit like very direct with this, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's been a month. I'm sure you're a lot better than you used to be, but hope that was useful in some way, shape, or form. Hope it was useful to everyone else who was not Yolk Soup as well, who's watching this, whether you play Percival or anyone else. holding your ground, right? Not taking risks in times where it's, you know, not gonna kill you if you're wrong, things like that, right? These are all universal concepts, not just for Percy Belial, certainly. Anyways, Infinite Azure is over. No, it's just very quiet at the beginning. Yeah, I always forget about that part. There you go. Let's finish the video here, I think. That's I've said just about all that I have valuable to say right here. I find myself trying to walk back when I lose my turn, but gets 2L'd, yeah. Or knocked down, yeah. That depends. I mean, that's if you're minus, it's a little bit harder, but when you're plus, at least take your turns back. Regardless. Hope you found this entertaining or educational or some combination of anyone of those things. Is Steam maintenance up, by the way, or done? Any knowers? Well, we'll play some Voss in a second here, but I'm just going to send YouTube on their way real quick. YouTube, hello. Hope you had a good time with the video. As always, done. Amazing. As always, know it is an account. Like, subscribes, comments, bells. Always greatly appreciated on this sort of thing. Helps out a lot with the algorithm. Also helps me, the human being, get more feedback. Know what you guys like, what you don't like, what you want to watch, what you don't want to watch. I also stream every day from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come by and hang out, I would encourage you to do so. I think you'll have a good time. Link in the description down there. Also, this Discord right here is open to everyone. If you want to join, it's a great place to, you know, talk about, you see right there, if you want advice from Inspector, he's there. We got lots of very strong players. We got lots of beginners, intermediates, high-level players, top-level players, everything. So if you want to learn more about the fighting game, it's a great place to be. If you want to just make some friends, it's also a nice big community full of lots of people that you can make friends with. So I encourage you to do so. But if you do join, be nice, or I'll shoot you in the head in Minecraft. Most importantly, hope you had a great time hanging out today, as always. I know I sure did. Very interesting seeing how, again, that little bit of thing there. A little bit of, you know, little, I'll say, fearful decisions can really, like, compound on you and bite you in the ass later, right? But regardless, having a lot of fun with Granblue. Gonna be a lot more coming your way. And until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.